So welcome to the Really Helpful Club. And I know for many of you, you are what I call sort of repeat offenders. You keep coming back. You keep coming back for more, but very warm welcome to our annual conference, the Family Matters Conference, and to Really Helpful Club. You're each and every one of you welcome to be with us today. And we're delighted to be here at Roehampton Club and to have you with us today. I think this is our third or fourth conference that we've done here. We absolutely love coming here. I think the food is fantastic. I hope you all managed to get some nice breakfast. And we've got a delicious lunch coming up too. And so we really enjoy being in here and enjoying everything that Roehampton has to offer. We know that you're going to have a fantastic lineup of speakers, and informative, inspiring, and a really thoroughly empowering morning. And what I can also already feel in the room, that there's real magic already between you. What we have at these events, it's all about connection. This is all about meeting new people, like-minded people, people that can help you solve the problems you may have, make those new connections that allow you to move forward in your life. So embrace everything. Embrace everything that you hear, embrace everything that you learn, and enjoy the connections that you make today. Now, I think I know almost everyone in the room, but for just in case, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sarah Austin. I'm the founder of the Really Helpful Club. And I just want to introduce you to other members of today's team. So Rupal Sheff and Tina Henderson, who you might have met at registration or whilst you were getting breakfast or coffee. They know more about this place than I do. So if you have any questions about where anything is, Velouz, coffee, food, anything at all, they are the people to go and talk to. And so please do go and say hello to them. We are delighted to have our sponsors here today, Hargreaves Lansdown and Mishcon de Reya. Really great to have you with us. And they both have exhibitor tables there and there. So please make sure that you go and talk to them. They really can help make a difference to your lives. And please note also that we'll be taking photographs during the course of the morning. We're going to be videoing and recording all of the sessions. So you might end up being in a video, might end up being in a photograph. So if you don't want to be in a photograph, then please tell us, or move somewhere, even better, move somewhere where you won't end up necessarily being in a photograph, because it takes an awful lot to edit someone out. So if you prefer not to, do the right thing and kind of shunt yourself along a row. So there's this thing called sandwich generation, which is, I think it sort of started to get talked about in the press in the last sort of year or so. And everyone keeps talking about, what on earth is this sandwich generation and things. And it's really those of us who can relate to the juggling of the demands of parenting young children, teenagers, or children coming back home, as well as the commitments of caring for elderly parents. And why have we got this sort of cross-generational kind of conversation that's emerging? Well, it's because of healthier lifestyles, better medical care, and it means it's all leading towards increased life expectancy. So you genuinely could expect a 100-year life. And this is great news. It's obviously great news for all of us, but of course what it's leading to is increased pressure on the NHS, our social care services, and not least ourselves. And we cannot ignore that. So with people living longer, people having fewer children, it's presenting new challenges, but I would turn it on its head and say, look, this is actually presenting new opportunities as well. It was interesting, a report I was reading just the other day, and it was showing the results of a census just over a year ago, and it showed that over 11 million people living in the UK are now age 65 or older. Well, for some of us in the room, maybe 65 doesn't feel too old, but it's as a society, having that number of people, that is 20% of our population, are now more over 65. There are more people over 65 than there are under the age of 5, which is amazing. So we have a top-heavy society to think about, to worry about. And by 2045, it's estimated that 1 in 23 people will be 85 or above. And I'm not going to ask you who might be in that category. Anyway, so understanding the challenges of an ageing population, I think, is one of the most important topics, the most important subjects for our society, not just now, but for future generations. We've got to think about this for our kids, for our grandchildren. They're going to be talking about this too. They're going to be staring the eye of the storm. And we mustn't be afraid to talk about the issues. We mustn't be afraid to turn this around and look and see what the opportunities are. And I think the real solution, the answer is we have to, each and every one of us, build a framework. We have to create a structure at whatever age we are that gives us that certainty. If we plan ahead, it gives us that freedom to look ahead, the opportunity to find purpose, and the opportunity, most importantly, to thrive, because thriving is what each and every one of us wants to do throughout our lives, and not least for our children and our grandchildren as well. So it is wonderful to have a packed room in front of us. And as I said, we get so many of you that come to each of our events, and we run 3 flagship events across the year. But I love to know who's here, what brings you here, and how you came to be here. And so, and also we just love a good photograph as well. So I'm going to get you to put your hands up if you can answer yes to any of the following questions. And I'm going to tell you now, I answer yes to, I think, almost any of them. So put your hands up if you're juggling the demands of parenting young children or teenagers. We've got a lot of those. Who have older children who may be coming back home to live. Maybe they never moved out, you couldn't get rid of them in the first place. Or, it's just so bloody expensive to get them onto the property. Here we go, exactly. I feel myself putting my hand up over and over again. But it's so expensive to get them out of your home. So we are reverting back to sort of multi-generational living, which is, again, so interesting. Now, this next question, I'm a little nervous about asking because I do have my parents in the room. So I'm slightly sort of cautious how I answer it. But anyway, there you go. I expect some of you may too. So who is managing the caring, the commitments of caring for older parents? And I promise you I'm not caring for older parents yet, but thinking about older parents. Just wait. Anyone here thinking about their empty nesting and their own retirement, their own later years? Thinking about it. Yeah, we all should be. We all should be, without using that dreadful sort of, retirement pension word. And then this one, I'm expecting everybody to put their hand up to. Who wants to look after yourself better, eat better, sleep better, exercise better, and handle stress better? Yeah. Anyone here looking for their next adventure? Take advantage of every opportunity in midlife and beyond. We've got a fantastic panel on travel. And then if you haven't put your hand up yet, who's just here for lunch? Thank you, Susie. I noticed you haven't put your hand up until now, so thanks for that. It's always good to have a very sort of supportive person in the room. Today is all about helping you to find solutions. You may put your hand up to one or other of those different things. We're going to tackle each of those during the course of the morning. This is about helping you plan for your future, getting conversations started. I'm a big one on how you get those conversations started, because so many of them are so tricky, because these are cross-generational. And it's getting us to think about it. We can work out that we need to be talking about something in the first place. That is that first step towards finding the solution. And a word I think we're going to hear a lot as well is about agency. This is about taking agency, because agency gives you control, it gives you confidence, and it leaves you feeling empowered to take your next step forward. Because today is basically about investing in you, and who doesn't want to do that? What I love about these events, and I've seen this already in the room, is you never know who you're going to bump into, and it's just lovely seeing the connections that you see being made, and there's just real magic. You can feel it already in the room. So listen with that open mind, embrace everything that you hear and learn. I know that you're going to be inspired. I know you're going to learn something new, and you're going to make new connections, and we're here to help you. So it's a special event with a very full and rich content and lineup. And we've got expert speakers, we've got thought-provoking conversations, and we're very lucky to have incredible speakers with a huge wealth of experience. We're going to hear from Rosie Richard from Hargreaves Lansdown on how to become financially fearless. I mean, God, I just love that idea. And we're going to hear about the changes that couples go through in midlife, which I think is interesting, given so many of us put our hands up who have got teenage children and older, so I think that conversation is very important. We're going to learn about the importance of self-care, changing the narrative of health and ageing, incredibly important, and planning for life events, some of them planned, some of them unforeseen, so that you feel empowered to navigate life's transitions and cope with those challenges as they come along. We're going to learn from an esteemed panel of experts on planning for our later years. And then after the coffee break, we're in for a real treat. We're going to hear from the entrepreneur, broadcaster and investor Alison Cork on how to reclaim your zest for life. And our day will close with a discussion about the opportunities for travel and adventure in midlife and beyond. And then an equally delicious buffet, an opportunity for you to connect with one another. Now, the subjects are huge. I mean, that's basically life in one morning. So I'm not pretending that we're going to cover everything, that we're going to give you the solutions and the answers to everything. This is about getting those conversations started. But I hope we're going to answer some of the questions, and I hope that we're going to be able to help you to think forward. So as I said, the expertise, the experience and the resources in the room is absolutely phenomenal. And we've got a range of exhibitors who are all positioned over there, who are here to help you at every age and every stage in life. Take advantage when we have the coffee break, take advantage when we have the buffet lunch to go and meet every one of them. They're also on our website, we're on the landing page, and we'll be sending a brochure to you afterwards. There's basically no excuse not to connect with them at some point. But what you need to take away is that today is about you. It's not about me, it's not about anybody else. This is about you and those that matter to you. So before we move on, I'd like to take a couple of minutes where you turn to the person next to you, thinking about those various things. We had to put your hand up and think about what today's about. Turn to the person, not the person you came with. So turn to them, take a couple of minutes and talk to them about why you're here. What you're hoping to get out from today, what stage of life you're in, et cetera, et cetera. I think I'm a frustrated school teacher because I've got a bell, and back in February, I finally invested in a really powerful bell that's a bit more like a school bell. So I know the noise will be really noisy, and so when we get to the end of a couple of minutes, I'll ring the bell, and then we'll sort of bring it back in. But I'm not going to pick on him. I'm not going to ask anyone anything. This is for you to get to know the person next to you. So far away. So Really Help the Club is a free network of positive, curious and like-minded people who share their connections, advice, knowledge and experience. And as I guess you're getting a sense of today, community is at the heart of everything that we do, and we love nothing better than bringing people together. And when I launched Really Help the Club 10 years ago, I wanted to create a community of positive people, open-minded people, a place to share advice, an opportunity to connect with others. And here, 10 years on, we've grown into a unique network of like-minded people, a vibrant place, a collaborative community of over 17,000 members. And we're here to support one another at every age and every stage in life. And our community is made up of mainly women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s and beyond, facing real life's challenges. That's what we're about. We're recognising it's real life. We're a supportive network that listens. We're here to help. We're here to empower you through key stages of transition, from those early years parenting we've talked about and career breaks, those emotional needs of teenagers, ring a bell, returning to work, accelerating your career, the health challenges of midlife, and that's the only time I'm going to mention menopause today, and juggling those demands of elderly parents. And you need to know that we have a huge wealth of experience, expertise, advice and resources available to you. You can access trusted resources, a directory of recommended experts. We've got everything from health and wellbeing experts, life coaches, care providers, some of the best legal and financial minds out there, here to help you with your every need at every age and every stage in life. You name it, we've got it. And we run a program of informative events, as you can see, just like today. Now, before I conclude, I want to highlight one important event that I would encourage each and every one of you to attend, and that's your Power Decade. And I want each and every one of you to come to this. This is on the 10th of October. And as I've said many times, there is a reason when you're sitting on an airline, when you're sitting on an airplane, that they advise you to put your oxygen mask on first in an emergency. And the reason why is because if you don't do that, you can't help others. And think about that in your daily life. You've got to look after yourself in order to be able to look after those who matter to you. This is true in your business. This is true for your family across every generation. And this is true in your relationships too. So go on, make 24 the year that you start to put time aside for yourself, and join us on the 10th of October. A transformational event. Your Power Decade is all about giving yourself permission to rediscover the magic and reignite the spark that lies within you. Come and say hello. Come and say hello to all the exhibitors, the sponsors, the speakers, and come and say hello to me during the course of the morning. I know that at these events, great things happen. And I want to end with this wonderful quote that seems to have disappeared, never mind, from Helen Mirren, that getting older, it happens. Other people call it growing older. I call it growing up. And one of the advantages is you get to be wiser. Life is constant process of learning. Because life just doesn't stop when you hit a certain age, just because you reach that latest landmark. There's always more to learn. There's always an opportunity to grow. So thinking about your tomorrow is the key to managing your present. Having a plan, building a framework, creating structure at every age and every stage in life gives you the freedom and the security to look ahead, find purpose, and to thrive. Plan ahead, get those conversations started, discover the freedom to realise your dreams, own your future, and be the person that you want to be.